Riya could answer every question in her UPSC book, except the one that mattered. She stared at the same paragraph for the third time. Constitutional amendments, judicial review, words that once felt powerful, now felt empty. It was 11 p.m. She'd been at her desk since 5 a.m. Her back hurt. Outside, faint traffic sounds drifted through the window. Horns, engines, life moving forward. Her phone buzzed. It was Instagram. Priya's story. A new office, a desk with her name on it. First day energy. Riya looked around her room. UPSC books stacked like walls. 3 years compressed into highlighters and sticky notes. She was 24, third attempt, and she already knew she was going to fail. You're learning English through a yes story. First, just listen. Then, watch with subtitles. On the third time, speak after me. Progress is a practice, not a moment. Her mother appeared with tea. The same encouraging smile. How's it going, Beta? Good, Ma. Almost done with this chapter. The lie came easily now. Her mother nodded. Your father was telling his friend about you. He's so proud. Just one more time and she'll clear it. After her mother left, Riya sat very still. The tea grew cold. Just one more time. A prison sentence with no end date. That night, her cousin, Anjali, video called from Bangalore, her background a blur of lights and laughter. Riya, when are you visiting? After the exam. That's what you said last year. Anjali's smile faded. Are you okay? You look tired. I'm fine, just studying. There was a pause. Then Anjali asked the question that broke something. Do you even want this anymore? Riya opened her mouth, closed it. I have to go, she whispered, and ended the call. She sat in the dark. Do you even want this anymore? 3 years ago, her father had looked at her with such hope. UPSC, Riya. Imagine, our daughter, a civil servant, respect, security, everything we worked for. She'd nodded. It was the right path, the safe path. But when had it stopped being about them and started being about her? Or had it ever been about her at all? She looked at her desk, at the person she'd become. Someone who studied things she didn't care about, avoided friends' weddings because she was ashamed, pretended to want something she really didn't. Beta, when are you going to go on the trip you always wanted to do? Riya smiled and said, June, even though the thought of June made her feel sick. She'd been so focused on not disappointing her parents that she'd forgotten to ask, who am I without this exam? The answer terrified her. She didn't know. Riya picked up her phone and opened her notes app. Her hands shook as she typed, I don't want this. 3 years, 3 attempts. She'd never once written those words down. She stared at the sentence. Dangerous. True. She didn't know what she wanted instead. Maybe that was okay. Maybe not knowing was better than pretending. She thought about her parents, the disappointment, the questions, the judgment, but also about the weight she'd been carrying, the exhaustion of living someone else's dream, the slow disappearance of whoever she used to be. I'd spent so long trying to become who they wanted, I forgot to ask who I was. The next morning, Riya opened the window. Cool air filled the room. Outside, the city was waking. Street vendors, birds, traffic sounds. She didn't tell her parents, not yet, but she did something small. She closed the UPSC book on her desk, just for today. She sat with her journal and wrote, "What do I actually like?" She thought for a long time. She remembered writing under the tree in her college courtyard, words flowing easily, feeling light. It wasn't much, but it was something. She didn't have the answers yet. The fear of disappointing her parents was still very much there, but she'd stopped lying to herself now. And somehow that felt like the first honest thing she'd done in 3 years. Because she'd learned something. You can't find yourself while pretending to be someone else. And failing at someone else's dream hurts. But living a life you don't want will slowly take away pieces of you until there's nothing left. Better lost and searching than found in the wrong life. How many of you relate to this story or know someone who has lived something similar? If you'd like, you are welcome to share your own story below in the comments. This helps because you practice writing in English in a real and meaningful way. Others can connect with your experience, which helps us all learn through each other and builds a supportive learning community. If you write them in the comments, we can then read those stories, and then we might have a whole comments section full of all your relatable stories. And the more people share, the more we realize that we actually all have quite similar things going on in our lives. If you want the full learning guide for this story, vocabulary list, idioms, and the full yes system, it's located in the PDF that's linked below. You can rewatch this using the next step of the method, or when you're ready, continue to the next story. This is your English story, and we all grow together.